What's up, you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another Fan Reaction Friday video. Alright, welcome back! Season 2 of Pose, here we go! In today's video, I'm going to be watching Season 2, Episode 1 of Pose. The episode is entitled Acting Up. I'm very excited to be watching this show again. This was like, I would say probably my favorite show I covered last year. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I'm so glad I did, and now we're back for Season 2. I'm particularly excited because I do know that there is a time jump. I believe we're in the 90s now, 1990 I believe. So I'm really excited. Whenever I start watching an episode of Pose, the thing that gets me so excited is their music choices, and considering that we're in the 90s now, like, I'm obviously going to be expecting Madonna's Vogue to be played at some point this season, and just more of my divas. So yes, I'm very excited. Let's just get into it. Oh my god, Bianca and Pray Tell on a ship, majestic. 1990, okay. At the top of the decade.
Kanan Howard, I'm here to see his burial site. We dated, we broke up.
Oh my gosh, is that the guy he was dating towards the end of last season?
Welcome to Heart Island, just a mass grave of people whose families couldn't afford a burial. We quarantined the ones that died of AIDS, don't want them infecting anyone else, you know. But they're already dead. Sweetie, we don't know how this thing is spread.
Wow, that's crazy. They had to quarantine the people who died of AIDS. That's sad. That just goes to show that, like, no one knew what the fuck that was. UNK male? Is that probably means like unknown male.
Each one of these heart-shaped rocks represents someone buried here, left by someone left behind.
Oh, so that's why it's called Heart Island. That's so sad. So I'm assuming this is like a place that actually exists. Let me know in the comment section below.
So what now?
We pray.
What a very real way to open up Season 2. I definitely feel like we are going to be delving deeper into the height of the AIDS epidemic, because we're in the 90s now, and especially since Bianca was diagnosed with HIV, I'm definitely predicting we're going to get more of that story.
I stopped drinking, I take my Flintstone vitamins every day. Sometimes
oh my god, Flintstone vitamins. Those were fucking nasty as shit.
And we have to move your diagnosis of being HIV positive to having AIDS.
Oh no!
What?
Damn, that happened so quick too. Like in a swift moment, she was diagnosed with AIDS.
AZT, it helps slow the progression of the virus. And it's all we've got.
Ain't that stuff for rich folk?
Just letting you guys know, I'm not particularly too informed on the topic of like the HIV/AIDS epidemic, but I remember when I was watching The Normal Heart, Julia Roberts played the doctor, and I feel like she talked a lot about like AZT. This kind of sounds familiar to me. But that's a really interesting point too that they are already bringing up in terms of that's still relevant today, but how your class and economic standing affects your accessibility to healthcare. I don't know, it's sad because when you think about during this time too, people who were part of the LGBTQ community, especially those who were people of color as well, they probably didn't have the greatest access to the kind of healthcare that they needed.
Bianca, I'm gonna be straight with you because you need to hear this. You're in denial of what HIV is doing to your body. If you don't do something about it soon, you're going to be dead in 6 months.
Oh, shit.
Listen, they're working on new drugs every day. You just got to stay alive long enough for something better to come along.
Oh my god, what a bleak reality. What a bleak truth.
We have a saying around here. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. You've got a lot to live for.
I'm happy that Pose is also showing that there are doctors who genuinely care for their patients. I'm glad they're not going this storyline of doctors turning away people because of who they are, because I mean they could definitely do that, but I'm glad that we're just like cutting to the chase, that there's doctors out there who genuinely care.
Oh, that's great, actually.
Oh my god. Fuck, whenever like Bianca is in like mama mode, I get like, oh, okay, well, we got her already. There's Vogue. We knew this was coming, right? We knew this is why they went to the 90s, right?
Oh, shit! Y'all hear that?
Wow, that is so fucking iconic.
It's gonna be the song of the summer.
Song of the summer.
Everything is about to change. I can see it as clear as day.
your vision must be cloudy, because ain't shit about to change for our black asses.
Madonna is shining a bright spotlight on us, girl. That's my baby.
Oh man, I've missed this.
Hey, baby.
Girl, what are you doing out here? We talked. I said you wasn't going to walk the piers no more. There are more options out there.
I thought she like went to school. Wasn't she supposed to go to school? I liked that storyline set up for her last year.
I saw this advertisement for a modeling contest.
I'm not the face they're looking for. I ain't no model.
Yes, you are. You got a light that shines so bright. We about to go mainstream with this Madonna song.
Mainstream.
I think Bianca is very hopeful about Vogue pushing their world out into mainstream. I mean, I have to do more research on this, but there were definitely some limitations as to how far this culture, and specifically like people of color who were part of this community, how much they were pushed and funneled to the masses.
Give me my damn flowers when I can smell them. And give me a chance to read all these bitches before I'm putting them on the fucking ground.
Y'all are some hard-hearted hoes. Show some damn respect.
Why is he dressed like a flamenco dancer?
I can get over the outfit, but that makeup is terrible. Joe always preferred a nude matte lip.
Well, red is a tough color. Only tramps can pull it off. Shocking, you never could.
That's sad too that they have to like use humor to get them through the pain
Not tonight.
of reality.
Welcome to your first act-up meeting.
I was beginning to think Miss Wanda didn't exist.
I'm not the going out type. I got other things on my mind.
I told you
She is serious.
The Catholic Church has spent millions of dollars putting the false message into the world that condoms don't work and that abstinence is the only way to fight HIV. That is a lie. We're staging a die-in in the middle of that congregation as a peaceful protest against the annihilation of our community.
Wow, Pray Tell is moved. I'm excited to see like how this underground movement is going to evolve throughout the progression of this season, and how the grassroots movement for HIV/AIDS awareness is going to infiltrate and filter out into the larger mainstream public. I'm interested to see how this show tackles that. This is like very historic. I know last season I kept saying like, oh, it's so historic that this show exists, but I think like now this show, like people know what it is. Now this show is really documenting what it was like for this community during this period of time.
None of these girls can hold a candle to you. Angel, you're the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Your Dominicans got a slick
Oh.
tongue.
Poppy and Angel, okay.
You can be the face of 1990, girl. Watch.
Yes, face of 1990.
Just be yourself.
I like Angel's jacket and matching skirt.
So you can Vogue. Like the new song? I like that.
I like that. I wish like Angel like low-key brought a boombox and started like fucking doing it with the song.
I did it. I made it to the next round.
I like how they always do things as a group too. I think that's so cute.
You're going to be teaching a voguing class down at the YMCA.
They don't have a voguing class.
Well, they do now. I told them if they put up a sign-up sheet,
Oh my god, Bianca is like really the mom that like pushes you out when you do not want to be out. Like she's like, you will do this and this.
It's not a scene. It's our lives.
Why do you have to be such a downer?
Oh, that looked silenced Poppy really fast.
Thank you, Mother Blanca. And I do miss
Wow.
last week's supper.
Respect.
You should kiss my feet for hiring you. No one else will. Ladies like getting their nails done by ladies.
Oh,
Then I'll get my own salon and make twice the business you make in here.
Blanca is just like making plans left and right throughout this entire episode.
You are looking for proof of Christ speaking in me. Finally, brothers, rejoice.
I like the wardrobe choice here too. They're like more in color, whereas everyone in the church is like dull, muted tones.
The gospel of the Lord.
Oh shit.
But it's
Oh shit. Wow. Oh my god, there's a lot. Oh damn, I thought it was just them. There's a lot of them.
Prayer won't cure AIDS. Prayer won't stop the spread of HIV. Only condoms will. Abstinence is not a human solution. Abstinence is the erasure of our sexuality.
Wow. Is this like an actual thing that happened? Like, is there footage of this really happening? Wow, that was really intense.
You must have mistaken me for someone else. I have one of those faces.
No, you don't.
I like when she said it. I have one of those faces.
What you want me to do in return?
Private sitting. Some shots from my personal collection.
Oh my gosh, I hope he does not take advantage of her. I'm a little scared. Wow, this is like so 90s modeling. Yes, you guys need to watch this documentary. It's on Netflix. It's called Kevin Aquine, Beauty and the Beast in Me. I feel like if you like Pose and you like what's happening right now in terms of Angel's storyline with her starting out her modeling career, watch Kevin Aquine, Beauty and the Beast in Me. This vibe and aesthetic reminds me of this documentary. He was this very famous makeup artist. I want to say like 80s, 90s, 2000s. Unfortunately, he passed away, but oh my god, like he like worked with the top tier models of the 90s, and he also worked with like the divas of that time too. So again, highly recommend you watch that.
Beautiful, one more, just like that, just like that. 3, 2, 1, yes, yes.
Oh my god.
What do you want?
She's been like working with him for a long time.
Take that off.
Oh no, I'm scared for her.
And that.
Oh shit.
No.
Yeah. Touch it.
Oh my god, see, this is what I was fearing. I do not like this. I don't like this.
Baguette and a pitchfork? What is this, hee-haw?
They really just cannot win in these ballrooms, can they? Wow.
Yes, and the children are serving us narrative. Young men.
Serving us narrative.
They're still going. There's even more story.
Oh.
Y'all created a guillotine for this mess.
Oh. Uh-oh. Is Pray Tell gonna be triggered?
How long did you rehearse that? Is that where you were? Instead of showing up for your dying community?
Uh-oh.
Get off your soapbox and ask the judges for their score.
You are more concerned about winning a trophy than you are about our government spreading lies about us in an effort to kill us. And you want to know why they want us dead? Because we're black and we're brown and we're queer.
Pray Tell is a leader of the movement now after going to a meeting for one night, but get that spirit. Now, I think the real world issues are beginning to close in the ballroom space, and it's not enough for them to just, well, at least for Pray Tell, it's not enough for him to not necessarily like turn a blind eye, but to just pretend that shit's getting real. There needs to be something done. Oh, this is the fucking 90s jam I'm talking about.
Like the book Black Beauties in Vogue. You ain't never gonna hit no real structure. Beautiful, poised, attitude.
Maybe the trophy isn't enough for her anymore.
You supposed to be celebrating. You're the queen of that model category.
Yeah, man.
But not in the real world.
I didn't have enough money to pay for the photo shoot, so he took dirty pictures of me.
On my watch, do you hear me? What I got plans? We're all
Just Blanca with her plans.
What's his address?
Where the fucking pictures at, huh?
Give Angel his fucking pictures.
Damn, that's what I'm saying. Like, freaking Blanca and Poppy, they are ride or dies. They will get you in the middle of the night.
If you ever try exploiting my daughter again, I'm not coming with my son's fist the next time.
Yeah, you hear that? You punk ass bitch.
Damn, that was like freaking. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You don't know what it took for me to get here on this score.
She's like, listen up, lady.
Absolutely beautiful.
I like seeing these characters win. I know it's gonna be tough for them to get the wins, but at the end of the day, I like seeing people win.
Ain't no dirt on that floor. In a few days, you'll scrub the paint off all the walls and force little Papi to run for mayor or some shit.
That's real.
I mean, Tata.
What?
Oh my god, I felt like an America's Next Top Model moment just now.
But you with all these new furs and jewelry strutting around, but you must be getting plenty of money from somewhere. Where's you getting all this money from, Queen of the Nile?
Queen of the Nile.
Goddamn apology for being late to a 99-cent meal made from cat meat and prison grade toilet water.
Oh my god, that was very Teresa Giudice flipping the table a la Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, we get another Vogue moment again. Okay, so she must have like some new sugar daddy, I feel like, right? Her sugar daddy is Madonna. That's gonna be the plot twist.
Paris Dupree was flipping through a Vogue magazine and saw the poses that the models were doing. She brought it right back here to the ballroom floor, imitating the models to the beat. This is the category as we know it today. Know your history, children.
Oh, I love that. That was like, oh, the more you know moment.
I told you, everything is changing. This is just the beginning.
Vogue. Alright, and some post-show thoughts. So thinking back to the episode title, this first episode is called Acting Up. I feel like that's obviously in reference to the ACT UP movement that is starting. In this first episode, we see Pray Tell really catch the activism bug. We start to see that his core beliefs kind of shake a bit, because when we think back to season 1, they ritualized and sanctified the ballroom space. Yes, while the outside world may not treat their community fairly, within the walls of the ballroom, they were safe, and that space was sacred. In a way, putting the ballroom space and all the things that happen on a pedestal, they were kind of able to block out the outside world, the real world. But considering now it's like 1990, the AIDS epidemic is at its height, people are dying at a rapid rate, things are getting real, it's hard to block those things out because those real world issues are starting to infiltrate inside the walls of the ballroom. So it's interesting to see Pray Tell kind of deal with that, kind of deal with the reality of the situation. One of my favorite things about this episode too was the exploration of how within that community there's disagreements over how they handle the situation, how they confront the situation. Do they confront it? What is appropriate to do? Should they be spending every waking moment trying to fight for their rights, or are there other possible ways that they could fight for visibility, fight for their rights other than holding protests? So I definitely feel like we're going to see more of that carry on throughout the rest of the season. Another way I feel like acting up can be interpreted in this episode is how, aside from referencing the movement itself, Angel acting up as well, going to audition for a modeling agency, a world that would normally not include people like her, but she is showing up anyway for these auditions, trying to give it her best shot. And then obviously Blanca's always acting up. Like Blanca, it's so funny. I've seen people on Twitter kind of dog on Blanca a bit because they're like, oh god, she's so endearing to the point where it's annoying and blah blah blah. But you know, for me, I find the character of Blanca to be refreshing. I may crack a couple jokes here and there saying, oh, Blanca always has plans, but I think the fact that she still chooses to show up and that she still decides to make those plans, regardless of how out there they may be, regardless of whether or not she will live to see those plans come to fruition, because you do have the ticking clock of her mortality now that she's been diagnosed with AIDS. Despite all of that, she chooses to make these plans, and I think that just goes to show her bravery. It goes to show how courageous she is, because I think more often than not it would be easier to just say, well, F it. If I die, I die. But she's choosing to live. Obviously, Vogue, the song, played a huge running thread in this episode. Blanca clings to Vogue and the fact that Madonna has picked up that song and it's going mainstream and people were like, oh, like they actually are now learning what Vogue is. A lot of characters are notably telling Blanca, you know, just because Madonna does Vogue doesn't mean we're going to be seen. And I think that's an interesting topic as well for the show to explore, how Madonna doing Vogue has, you know, received criticism, specifically regarding the idea of appropriating and benefiting off of the ballroom culture. I don't know if Madonna acknowledged back then in the 90s, like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Like, I don't know too much about that topic, so I have to do my research on that. But it's going to be interesting to see how Bianca specifically sees how just because Vogue was a Madonna hit, there were limitations in how their culture was perceived by the mainstream media. And I'm sure not all of it was positive. During the ballroom scenes, I noticed that there was a camcorder being held by one of the people there. I was wondering off the top of my head what year Paris is Burning came out, the iconic documentary that followed the ballroom scene. And that documentary came out in 1990. So I'm wondering if at all they're going to acknowledge that this season. I will be so surprised if they do not. Yeah, I think in general, this was a very interesting way for us to set up the rest of the season in a bit of a more somber, real way, but I'm still excited to see how their stories unfold. All right, question for you guys is really simple. I just want to know, do you guys have any predictions for this season? For me, I will say my big prediction for me is Bianca clinging so hard to this idea that Vogue is this community's like ticket into their acceptance with the mainstream media and public. That's not going to be the case, and she's going to kind of take that hard, but then Paris is Burning is going to come out and she's going to walk in skeptical to that situation, but then she will be like, oh wait, this is kind of this is the beginning. So I don't know. That's my prediction. So I want to know from you guys, what is your prediction for any of the characters in the comment section below. Alright, and that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out. And comment down below your thoughts on this episode. It's great to be back again in Pose World 1990. I'm here for it. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Ooh, don't forget, seriously, check out that Kevin Aquine documentary I like referenced earlier in the video. I genuinely feel like if you like this show, you will like that documentary. I think it's so important to watch, and it's like a pop culture history lesson, like truly, so watch it. But yeah, okay, well, as always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!